Thank you, Laura Huertas Milan, for being with us at Curtas Vila do Conde, the edition of 2020, where you are presenting your film. I will try to say its name correctly, Ghibli.
EBA.
Yibiye, exactly. Yibiye. Your film is at the experimental competition, and I would start by asking you a very simple question or request. If you could describe us more or less the thematics of the film. In this case, we have a film where you focus the uses of the coca plant in a specific community. And so maybe you could explain us this approach of yours of this completely different from what we are used to see use of the coca plant.
Okay. Well, it all started in 2011, I would say, when I met Cristobal Gomez, who is part of the Muinamurui community in the Colombian Amazon. And this encounter that we had led us to different collaborations. And this is the fourth film that we have done together. And during this relationship or throughout these years, I had the opportunity and the chance to learn from Cristobal about this particular use of the coca plant within his community. This use is related to a coca powder, which is called mambe or yibie. That's where the title comes from. And this powder, when you go to Colombia, you can often see it in the cities or see it in different parts of Colombia. But this particular powder has very specific uses in different indigenous communities. And in Cristobal's communities, in the Muinamurui community, this powder is used for a sort of political ritual which is related to discourse and to speech. So my film focused on the fabrication of the powder and tries to represent that fabrication as a ritual in itself, which is something that we discussed a lot with Cristobal, and also something that was for me very palpable and sensible when I was learning from Cristobal how this powder is made and produced. So the film focused on the fabrication of the ritual because as well in the community, the coca plant is not seen as a product as we tend to see plants in Europe, or I would say the West world, but they see it as a subjectivity, as a person with who they engage dialogue, and which is also a sacred being, so it's a form of goddess. And this powder is a way, I would say, not only to be able to take the coca plant inside of the body, but it's also a way to relate to the plant as a being. So the film gravitates around these different ideas and this idea of doing the powder as a form of ritual.
You do mention the word community a lot while you are explaining the film, and I do believe that's a very important part of your work, not only in this film, but I would say probably in the others, because there are more people now getting a sort of an approximation to the indigenous and the problematics, even the problematics connected to colonialism that it represents. But in your case, I would say that you do have a particular relation to the community itself, because you, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's what I would like to ask you, you do have you do spend a lot of time there. You do have a relation with, to make your films with them. That made possible to enter in such worlds?
Well, yes, as I said, this film is the fourth that grew out of the relationship and further collaboration with Cristóbal Gómez. And I would say the community that you see in the film is firstly a family. So Cristóbal appears in the film. He's the one who's speaking all the time. There's also his nephews and his cousin. So it's a family. I think that my film does not pretend to speak on behalf of the community and does not pretend to represent the community. Because it's a community composed of very different individuals and people. And I think my relationship is not with the community, but with Cristóbal and the members of his family. And of course, in the family, they have this, I would say, knowledge and this relationship with traditional uses of the plant and other forms of traditions. And this is something that we discuss and negotiate every time that we work together to see how much we can represent through the film, how much I can tell about what he shares with me. And also the persons who appear in the film were persons that Cristóbal called to be there with us, and the spaces that we filmed in were spaces of the family. So I think very intuitively, I also try to start from this very micro society in order to speak about something more collective. And I think that the collective part in the project is not necessarily an explanation of the Muinamurui community itself, but it's more, I think, related to Colombia as a country, because we were speaking about the plant just before. And it's true that Colombia as a country has been so marked by the history of the coca plant and how it became cocaine and how this industry grew and how this industry defined the country, defined its image outside of the country. And so it's a huge problem in Colombia. So I guess the politics of the coca plant, it's firstly something that belongs to the indigenous communities. And then it's also something that belongs, I think, to all of us, because we are all in this problem related to the drugs. And so for me, it was, I guess, the core of the project is that relationship with Cristóbal, but also how together we can also propose another way to look the plant. And in looking this plant in another way and trying to think about it in different terms, not only as cocaine and narcos and Colombia, but something different that we definitely need for to survive. I guess this is for me the core of the project, and that is where the collectivity for me makes sense.
I'm really happy to listen to you saying that, because I do feel in this film and in other films of yours that you never, although you do approach the question of the otherness, you never put it black and white. You never. I don't feel that there is a confrontation between one side and the other side. It's not. It's never black and white. And I would. I think you have been answering a bit to that already, but your methods to approach this otherness, maybe you could explain us a bit more about it.
Yes, it's such a delicate question because in Colombia, I think we are all in more or less degree mestizos. So we are we have all, I would say, indigenous ascendants, European ascendants. Some of us has also have African ascendants. So, and it's all very intertwined. But in Colombia, there are still groups like indigenous people or Afro-Colombian communities who are so much ghettoized and excluded from the political construction of the country that it's that it's very delicate to negotiate, where as a mestizo or mestiza as I am, you can relate to these different communities who live very particular forms of exclusion in the country. So I guess one part of the work has been, and it's every time more and more and more and more, about thinking how to weave these relationships in a way that is not naive, where I'm not pretending to be one of them, but I'm not doing this process of exclusion and othering that the government does all the time in order to kill them and exterminate all these communities which have a specific identity, I would say, or identities. And so it's also this kind of negotiation, and I guess the film is a form of trace as well of this form of engagement and doing experiences and experiments through the films in order to also find a way of building a common space. And sometimes I also feel that the film is actually a space where we can relate, because it's a space where there's a confluence of things from their part and my part. And so the film creates this third space where for one moment we can build something that we share.
Maybe that could explain, for example, the fact that you do leave the images to speak a lot by themselves. You don't explain much.
I have a lot of skepticism towards documentary as a form, especially when the documentary is intended to be an objective take about reality, or is intended to explain, or something that is coming from a very specific context. And so I guess for me, the film is more the trace, as I said, of this physical relationship that grows of being present in a place and then trying to, through the image, convey the sensation of being present in the same space and having this conversation or having this experience, this shared experience. And I guess that for me, this form of choreography of the bodies, which is not only what is going on in front of my eyes, but it's also what the camera starts to create as a reality as well. Meaning me trying with the camera or with the person who's helping me with the image and doing the images, we are trying to be included or fusional with the action that is happening in front of our camera. And so sometimes I feel as well that the camera engages that sort of dancing or choreography. And for me, that has a reality or a presence or even a form of truth that is more sincere than that the constructed truth that I would try to attain through a discourse or an explanation. So it leaves a lot of space, I guess, for uncertainty and things that cannot be reduced to speech. But at the same time, I feel it's more sincere as a filmmaker for me and as an artist to be able to transmit that shared physical experience rather than something that would be more discursive. And I guess the editing of the film is for me the most discursive part of the work, because the way I try to associate the sequences or try to associate images and voiceover with something that is going on in another time and space, that part for me is really the most essayistic part of the film. And I guess it's discursive enough. I don't feel that I need to explain more than that, because there's a lot of intervention already in the editing process.
It might have to do also with the ritualistic part of the film in here, right? Because the film also approaches the coca plant as a plant used in this very specific ritual. So maybe you could tell us a bit more about it, the coca and the psychotropic in this ritualistic sense, and maybe I would say to leave the images and to portray it through the images more as this ritual helps to the bodily almost perception of this very specific relation with the coca plant.
Yes, there's something that is for me, I still don't know how to articulate it very theoretically into words, but I guess it's something that I look for in my work, and it's this form of bodily creation of knowledge. So I guess that when we were doing the images at some point, and because we were included as well in the fabrication and also in the ritual that was going on, we took the powder and ate it while doing the shooting. And it might be a detail, but all the ritual is about how the plant speaks through you. And so when we were doing the images, I guess that being able as well to allow the plant to be part of our chemical function or chemical, presence, I guess it had, maybe it had an influence on how we filmed the whole scene. And so I guess what I'm trying to do with the editing as well, and how the film presents itself in this kind of sensory way, is also to be close to that memory of that experience. And I guess what is for me impressive about the plant is that it's a psychotropic, so it's something that creates an altered state, but it's not something that cuts you away from reality. It's not something that will make you see images that are not there happening concretely. It's more a psychotropic that will ground you into the present and help you speak with others and being with other people in the same space, being extremely focused and present. So I guess that's also what the film tries to convey, this sense of materiality, maybe of materiality and presence. And I think as an artist as well, and that's something that for me attaches me to cinema, is that it creates this form of altered state that ultimately leads to forms of knowledge that are empirical, because you live them, you learn by yourself with your body, but also it's your body creates that knowledge. You see what I mean? It's not something that comes from outside, from school. It's something that you experience and then you learn. So I'm kind of fascinated by these processes of the body and the production of knowledge that is empirical. So I guess this is something that I try to approach through the film.
Very well. I think we could, unless you want to add something else for our viewers about the film, I think we could say that it is enough. We finished. Thank you so much, Laura, for being with us, and hopefully everyone can see your film in Portugal now at Curtas Vila do Conde this year.
Thank you very much for inviting the film and programming it in the festival. And I'm sad to not be able to come to be there in presence, but I hope that it will be seen by the Portuguese audience.